The House Energy Committee releasing its portion of the reconciliation legislation late Sunday night. It cuts from Medicaid and adds work requirements and more frequent eligibility checks. Committee Chair Brett Guthrie is out with a new op-ed warning Democrats will try to misrepresent the bill as an attack on Medicaid. Meanwhile, National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett providing an update on President Trump's big, beautiful bill to Maria on Sunday Morning Futures. Watch this.
Expect by Memorial Day it'll pass in the House, and then it'll go on to the Senate and hopefully be there by the 4th of July. And literally everybody thinks that could happen. There's not a lot of disagreement left in either the House or the Senate. And so we're super optimistic that this is going to be probably not only the biggest tax bill ever.
Real quick on where the revenue comes from. The president said that he's willing to raise taxes on the highest earners to pay for the no tax on tips, etc. Is that in the plans?
No, it's not in the plan right now, but the president is clear that he's got the objectives that he wants to achieve for the American worker, like no tax on overtime. That no tax on overtime, by the way, it's a huge benefit.
Joining me now is Maryland Congressman and House Freedom Caucus Chairman Andy Harris. Mr. Chairman, good morning. And you recently posted on X that you still support a 40% tax bracket for millionaires if lawmakers can't find spending reductions elsewhere. Tell us more.
Well, look, the president wants no tax on tips. He wants other new tax policy. In order to pay for that, we may have to rearrange tax policy elsewhere. The bottom line is we can't increase the deficit with this bill. And right now, with what the Energy and Commerce proposes, with some of the other things that we think are going to be there, we're not sure that we can deliver the president all the other tax cuts he wants. So there may have to be some rearranging. Look, I hope we don't do it that way. I hope we do it by spending reduction. But I think everything should be on the table.
Well, that's what Chairman Guthrie points out here. And he says, look, President Trump reversed Biden and Democrats' EV mandates, the natural gas export ban. He said now it's Congress's turn to do this. And he goes on to say, in particular, when it comes to Medicaid, and this is where the spending conversation comes in, you've got to cut spending. If you don't cut spending, what was the point of Doge and Elon Musk getting attacked for going to work for Trump? He says, in particular, in states like California, they're using Medicaid funding to subsidize health insurance for illegals. Let's look at that. Trump's trying to end sanctuary cities. It's up to the House. It's up to you and your colleagues to find meaningful cuts. Why does it have to be a tax hike? That's the fix here. I mean, that sounds like a Democrat talking point to me.
That's right. And that's why I've always said we should be looking at deficit reduction. We should be looking at spending reduction. But in the end, we can't afford to raise the deficit. The deficit is at a critical level. We should be reducing the deficit, not doing anything to raise the deficit. So I do hope that we find more reductions. I do hope we find a way to make sure that no state like California provides free health care through Medicaid for illegal immigrants, but this bill doesn't do it yet. So maybe we'll get there in the end when the president sees the bill, sees that it can't pay for everything that he wants in terms of his tax cut promises, and we go from there.
Well, that's the thing. Is President Trump going to really want to be on the record as suggesting a tax hike? I mean, you go back to the days of George W. Bush to George, the first President Bush, when he said no new taxes, read my lips, and he got crucified and he lost the next election. I mean, voters have memories, and they remember that time in our history. And there's a lot of pieces of this that don't seem to be kind of adding up with you and your colleagues. I want to ask you about this one, because House Ways and Means Committee, they're expected to meet tomorrow. Reportedly, there's a meeting this morning with them, but they're going to debate potentially tomorrow the tax cut portion of the big bill. They released a part of it on Friday, but there's nothing on SALT in there, the SALT deduction. You've got 4 New York Republicans. They're coming out against Speaker Johnson's proposed $30,000 cap to the state and local tax deduction. They say this is insulting, and they're warning this will derail the bill. And this is Elise Stefanik. This is Mike Lawler. These are people you know. New Yorkers, they say, already send far more to Washington than we get back. A higher SALT cap isn't a luxury. It's a matter of fairness. However, New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney was with Maria on Sunday Morning Futures yesterday. Watch her.
I'm a New Yorker. I'm not in the SALT caucus. 3 to 5% of my constituents probably, itemize, which would be the way to look at this. But it's a very reasonable cap that's we're looking at. It's a little more complex than what was revealed by some of those who are objecting to it. But Maria, 98% roughly in all these so-called SALT districts are getting a benefit for their taxpayers. 98% of their taxpayers are getting a benefit. That's what really, this is supposed to be protecting the middle class. SALT is about state and local tax deductions for the wealthy.
Congressman, what do you make of her stance on SALT? And also, what do you say to Elise Stefanik and to Mike Lawler? Say this is not negotiable. This is an unfair tax burden being placed on our districts in New York State.
Well, what I would ask them is if they want to extend, the limits, then show us where you want spending reductions, because some of these are the same individuals who say, no, we can't go any further on Medicaid, again, with regard to waste, fraud, and abuse that occurs in the system. Look, if we're going to provide a tax cut somewhere, because that's what increasing SALT does, then we have to pay for it. And, I don't hear a whole lot of suggestions out there about how to pay for all these things that everybody wants.
But you still say that a millionaire's tax is on the table for you?
Well, look, it will not be a tax increase net. So, yes,
right.
if we want to do a tax on tips, we got to pay for it.
Real quick before you go, I've only got a few seconds here, but President Trump is planning on signing an executive order this morning. It's about 9 a.m. He says he's going to slash drug prices. And he posted on Truth Social about it, saying drug prices cut by 59%, plus some other things. I want to get your quick reaction. You are a member of the GOP Doctors Caucus.
Look, the president has said that he wants foreign countries to stop taking advantage of the United States. This is one of the ways. I'm just waiting to see what this policy is.
Okay, we will get your reaction then. Congressman Andy Harris, thank you for being here this morning, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back, everybody.